Alright guys and gals, let's continue on with Harbor by LEGO City. This is set number 60422, and the set was provided by the LEGO Group for early review. Now if you remember in the last installment we did finish up the first building guide, so that's bags 1 through 3. And yeah, so we get the ship, 3 minifigures, and a little wave runner jet ski thing. Well, we still got a good chunk of the stickers left. Probably, yeah. Yeah, we got a bunch of those, and we still have 2 manuals remaining. So I have booklets 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to be doing these 2 items today. Okay, and probably for the third installment, 789, which does this big old thing. It's just easier to break them down into smaller portions. It's easier to edit them. It's just more thumbnails, and yeah, so. I think we're going to begin with this thing tonight. Well, early in the morning actually. And today is the 9th of May 2024. And now I got to look for bag 4. Now let's begin. Let's build it. LEGO has been helping me along with my grieving stuff, so that's really good. Let's put this over here, and yeah, I need to find this wig. Probably medium nougat, that's also fine too. Or maybe even a nougat color. Even, well, my hair was blonde when I was younger, so yeah, that might be better. So I'm trying to find that wig. Yes, it looks a little feminine, but most dudes had that John Connor look for Terminator 2. And my head's knocking on that lamp again. So, in the last couple of builds, this was a pretty interesting set. It kept my interest. And we were talking about the score. It was like at a 9.9 to a 10. So it's not even... We just barely raised the score. We're only a third done. That's really good. And the build's been keeping my interest. I'm not losing focus on it. The retention's pretty good. And in addition to that, it's a pretty much decently colored set. It's got some nice bright colors to it. So I think this is going to be a winner here and stuff like that. And so we're going to have to do, looks like 2 more minifigures. So let's get those done real quick. And yeah, so I've been kind of, for my dad's funeral, which I thought I'd never ever say, been trying to pick out music and stuff, because in my family we all agree we don't want that depressing funeral music, that organ stuff. Even my dad would not like that. We don't want rolling in his grave with that boring stuff playing. Maybe have some westerns or something playing, I don't know, but I'll see what I can do here. Well, I've been kind of pulling up a playlist, and many years ago I took my parents' CD collection and ripped every one of them and saved them on the media server, so now we don't have to hunt for all sorts of stuff, you know, like hunting for files. We also got some transparent 1x2 clear flat tiles. So yeah, that's what I've been kind of wrapped up into, and in addition to all that, I actually have an idea for a new tutorial. Actually, it's a tutorial that I have a substitute for September. She's got a single-sided head. Okay. And yikes, we have seen him before. You remember him with the goatee. He was an astronaut and a skateboarder dude, so maybe this is his side gig, is working on the ship. But I got to thinking, though, what I'd like to do, see if I can make a sig fig of my dad. And, whoa, make a sig fig of my dad and put him in the camp stuff, since he liked the outdoors and camping and fishing. So maybe we'll do some stuff around that. It'd be kind of cool. Well, this guy was pretty cool, but now it's got that recessed pompadour Yeah. I would have gave him the shaggy hair. It would have fit his style better. No, a skin fade crop would really make him look good. But you can take the wig off or put the hard hat on. So what I'm going to do, since he is in uniform, we're going to go ahead and put his hard hat on. I was trying for a while getting my dad into all this. And kind of had an interest in it, but you know, more or less. It was more Lego for me, but kind of wish him and I had some common interests, though. We never really had anything common, except we liked the outdoors, we liked camping, and that was about it. Him and I were supposed to restore my old truck, and we were just starting on it, working on the fun stuff, and then all that happened. Passed away, so never really had a chance. That's why I always tell you guys, you see your dad, give him a hug, handshake, fist bump, tell him you love him, because you know, I never had a chance to say goodbye. Okay, so we did that. And yeah, we got that out of the way. Oh, we need to get some of these out of the bulk bag too, so I got to find that one. How many of these do we need? We just need one, because I got this here, and I need 4 of these. I know, before all this stuff happened with my dad, he saw how much Lego sets I was getting in. He was like, my goodness, this hobby is going to make you go broke. And he remember he would see all that stuff before I got into the Ambassador Network. I said, don't worry, I'm pacing myself very slowly. All right, and that was what I did. I said, I'm not breaking the bank on this stuff. If it's just meant for fun. Anyway. Oh, here's another one of those printed gauge clusters, instrument clusters. Turn down this light a little bit there. So, making sure we're focused. Okay, good. I just want to get this month behind me, and then next month it's going to be not too friendly because it's Father's Day, and then after that, then I can, you know, kind of try to go back to my usual routines of just, I don't know. So I'm just taking some time off. What I do is I work a little bit every day, so I don't have to claim it as a day off. That kind of thing. Am I making 2 of these or 1? Just 1? Okay. And I saw these arches, I thought maybe we're making a bridge or something. Okay. You know, every time I get on here and talk, my voice gets all raspy. I don't know what I'm going to say at the funeral. I mean, I'm not a public speaker. On here it's pretty easy because, well, I'm not staring at a bunch of people. A lot of people I've probably never even seen before, I haven't seen in years, so it's going to make it kind of tough. Oh, 1x4 by 2/3 plate with bow, those are cool. Alrighty. Take one of these little ladders. These have been around since I was a kid. I thought they were so cool. And then after that, oh yeah, it's like 1 in the morning too. Couldn't sleep again. Well, can't find the 1x2 plate, so what do? Let's start sorting them out by size and color. And this is one of those sets that's got a lot of gray in it here. And gray is not really a nice color for me, but I'm going to have to deal with it sooner or later. I had one person say, why do you talk about personal things on here? It's not really personal, just kind of generalized. It just helps me, it just helps me better. I don't want to sit here and just talk about Lego 24/7. Some people do. And for me, I just kind of keep everything kind of general topic. And yeah, some people have complained to me about it and go, oh Jay, I don't want to hear all that. Why don't you talk about Lego? And I'm like, well, here's a couple of YouTubers that talk about that 24/7. You know, that's what I do. Well, I cannot find that 1x2 plate. I'm finding the round ones, but it's not calling for round. So I already got one in here. Oh, we're looking for a dark gray. Oh, there it is. Okay, I thought I was looking for a light gray. Well, that's probably why I couldn't find it. I was looking at the wrong color. Even my asthma's been trying to flare up lately. And I'm like, oh no, you're not. And I don't want to use the inhaler, or worse, get on oxygen. So I thought, well, it's just the allergies are killing me, so I'm just kind of taking it easy. I needed some of these transparent clear tiles for a project. I didn't have enough, so I had to do something else. You will see that later on. So I'm pretty much making my mind up. I may end up start doing exclusive building tutorials. I think YouTube is kind of doing something weird. Alright, this doesn't show it. So what I'm gathering is it goes in this hole right here. And I'm having a hard time getting those in. So if you're having a hard time getting those in, so am I. My hands are too big. Or you can just pull those out. But that's where they're supposed to go right there. The book really doesn't show it, maybe here, but it's kind of vague. Okay, so we got that in there. I had another comment. Somebody said it really saved them a bunch of trouble going through the building the sets. Oh, it's nice, and I've had a few fans already tell me they like to build with me. And yeah, this is about as close as to building with me as we can get right now. You know. Honestly, if I had children, I would do this with them in a heartbeat. I know there's some adults that don't allow their kids in the Lego room. This would be something I would spend time with my son or daughter. And kind of just sit on the floor. You know, I'm not into sports. I'd rather watch cartoons with the kids. When my nephew was little, we'd watch some cartoons together. I'd rather do that than watch a movie. I just got to spend a lot of time with my nephew before he grew up. Because now he's 18, and well, he doesn't have nothing to do with me, because you know how teenagers are. And yeah, it's kind of the thing now. And oh, that reminds me, I need to take out the studs, as that would not be appropriate. You know how older people are, they don't like the piercing stuff. Oh, why would you do that? You know, because it looked cool at the time, and I still think it does, even though some women don't like it. Ooh, my girlfriend does, and that's all that matters. So it looks like we're building just basically a frame here, but bags 1, 2, and 3 does this whole thing. I think we're just building a base. I mean, here we are kind of in this right now, and I mean to take a break and check on some stuff real quick, but let's just kind of keep going here a little bit so I can take a breather. I mean, it's quiet in my house now. I don't hear any of the machines or anything like that. let's kind of get going with this here. And yeah, let's see here. All right, I will be right back. I got to check on some stuff. Okay, I'm back. Where did I leave off? Right here on step 20. We don't need that right now. We saw it on the next step. Yeah, I have to. When I go to the cemetery, it's like a 2-hour drive. That's going to be probably one of the longest 2 hours I'll ever drive in my life. I think I may just stay in town. Maybe I want to come home. I don't know yet. It's not until next week. Okay, we want the bricks facing outside. But yeah, though, this set here is like throughout the day I wanted to get back into building this. So I really want to get it done. I don't know what time it is. Yeah, okay. And I really want to get this one done just because it's very interesting. I mean, if it's keeping my interest, I know it's going to keep the interest of a child. Now, I'm just going to say this. We're doing 1 or 2 pieces at a time. Sometimes I'm seeing 3, mainly due to a sub-step. But it's a very slow build. Okay, now we rotate. And we got to make 2 of these. So I got to find 2 little chains. We get the little chain there. I think I have one with the ball on it. I need to find that one. I lose so many things. I got so much Lego stuff. We were talking about that today, and I was like, guys, I may need to get a storage unit. Because a lot of the parts I have no use for. They just kind of sit around and alright, then we stick a tire in here. And then stick a tire like this, and you loop around like that. So that's what you're doing there. Just 3 pieces. Okay. I had to really look at that very carefully, like, okay, what are we doing here? What's going on? And yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. So these go here. So they're probably like the little bumpers that when the boat gets up too close, it won't ding anything up. That's a nice little attention to detail there with the tires. So the designers really thought that out very well. Oh, and I forgot to put the other plates on the top. Profile bricks. I always like these. I just wish they'd make them in different sizes and different colors. But we have 1x2s and 1x4s. We need to get corner bricks and stuff like that to really make them kind of cool. Okay, now we're putting these on the top here. We need 8 of them. Now these I remember on the old classic castle sets, the 2x2x3 slopes. I remember my dad was heavy into model ships, and he bought me a back in the I think late 80s, early 90s. He bought me a Lego pirate ship set. It had the red sails. And I remember him and I put that thing together. We kind of did it as a team. It was kind of fun to build. And man, I would do anything to go back to that. And that's what we did. I mean, he built me one of my castle sets when I was real little too. And this goes right here. Like I said, I kind of wish I can go back and spend another day if I knew. If I knew. But it's, I wouldn't be working. I wouldn't be doing the yard work. I wouldn't do any of that. Okay, we got to make 2 of these. So let's start getting things prepared here. So this tutorial I'm building, it's got some snot methods in it. I'm trying to work it out right now. It's something I've been wanting to build for a long time, or it's basically an improved tutorial of something I built many years ago. So I really want to get into making this work. Something with a fluted end. I never understood these type of pins, but it goes in like that. So I think this, oh, it's flush mount. I guess you can stick a 3.2 shaft in there. Oh yes, we were going through family photos, and I found I found a picture of myself with that. Well, guess what you got? The curtains or the K-pop hair. Yeah, it looked like I really looked like a skater surfer dude back then. Okay, so now we need to get sticker number 6, which is these. I wish Lego would have those printed, but you know what I'll be doing with those when we're done with reviewing. I'm going to rip that right off that brick. And the stickers are not too hard to put on this set, though. That's where the 9.9 to 10 is from. And not bad so far. You know what, let me put that over there. And these go on here like this. Like that. Okay. And these parts here. Whoa, where are you guys going? Get over there. Well, these things like to roll around. Ladders here, so these go like this. Okay, you're not going to see the whole flavor. What am I doing here? Okay. Oh, we will. Once we move to that next point, I will do that. All right. And then we grab the 2 white ones. We're going to have to put more stickers on. And you guessed it, it's sticker number 6. So we're going to have to put 2 more of those on there. Yeah, I think it's just easier to focus on just 3 bags. This is a really small set, but an hour, hour and a half is pretty much all I can take right now. I can't sit for too long. So make another one here. Okay, I've got one more piece to put on. And once we get that done, we are finished here. Alright, and then we stick these in here. Like this. These friction pins are inside. Okay. And yeah. And then now it says take 2 of these. We're going to do both steps 31 and 32 together. Basically these here, and I'm going to show you, these here are going to be meant to lock this together. This sits pretty flat, so you can do this. And then just set those down in there like that. Why Lego does this is to strengthen this up laterally, so now you can't break this off. This comes off. Okay? A lot of joints, but now we've seen those joints together. They're not coming off. So that is why Lego does that. So you just shove that right in there. The locks are right in. I've done that maybe a handful of times. See how that's starting to buckle there? May have to hold under this side because this side's got the Technic pins. They should have left those off to last. But there you go. And that's that. And let's see here. I can see the page for number 5, or step 5. Okay, so now let's focus on this. Do we have to make 2 or just 1? It's like 1. Of course, there's only 1 plate remaining. And then this goes the side without the Technic pins. This goes, oh, I mean, it goes right over here. The side with Technic pins. Yeah, so on this side here, this is where this goes. Instructions quite don't make sense to me, so there we go. And I have a feeling this plate is going to go in there next. And that's exactly where it goes, but you got to prep it first. I actually like that. I really not even. Yeah, there we go. I'm starting to zone out again. So something. I think the shipping containers fit in these right here. No, don't even think about it. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So this, I think I closed it. I closed the book here. Okay, that's not how it goes. Oh, wait a minute. What? Oh, we put something in backwards. It's this one here. Okay, don't do what I did. Do it like that. It made more sense the other way. So if you're watching this, don't do what I just did. I'll show you here. That's what it's supposed to look like right there. Okay. And that concludes bag 4. And so far it's not too bad, and that's what we have remaining. Alright, we are going to move on with bag number 5. Well, that didn't fare very well. Boy, that just, I wanted to arm wrestle a little bit there. Ooh, look at all that. I don't have a lot of red pieces, so that's a nice treat here. Oh, I thought that was a new piece. That's a red track piece. I don't think I have a lot of those in red, to be honest. A red is a nice color to have because I don't have a lot of it. When I was a kid, red was popular. Now on more of the adult theme builds, the older kiddie builds, they kind of, like back in the old days, fire stations in Lego were made out of red bricks to simulate a brick building. That's before everything got scaled down to white. Okay, So now we are going to be building, looks like, the crane here to pick up the cargo containers. And one thing I like about Lego, we are building a toy with a toy. So we're building a crane set. Oh, wait a minute, I need some 1x10s. What am I doing there? If we see any interesting pieces, we'll point them out. Most of the stuff I've already seen before, like these, I've got literally hundreds of. Minifigure stands. I thought, oh, they got out a 3x4 plate. No, not quite. I had another person saying, why isn't my YouTube channel so popular? I'm going to be honest with you, they may be, because like I said, I'm getting rid of tutorials. And not that I want to focus on reviews, but a lot of people don't care to watch tutorials. They're just going to do the reviews mostly, and then for tutorials it'll just be a premium item, which I don't want to. I'd rather do the tutorials. I want to show you how to put stuff together. I had somebody today ask they wanted to buy another building guide from me. Do I have it in stock? And I was like, ooh, I don't know. Messaged them back. I said, no, actually I don't. You're going to need, I said, right now I got a bunch of personal issues right now. I said, if you can give me until next Monday, I can have the building guide done. It was and of course it's one item that I have not even gotten to yet. That's like, I can do it. It'll take some time. She's like, oh yes, please. I really would appreciate it. So I got to get on that building guide this weekend, but I want to get done with all the other stuff. So it shouldn't take that long of a building guide for this specific tutorial. So I'm hoping to get it done. And we got to make 2 of these here. And yeah. That's pretty long. We hadn't even gotten to the other side yet. I have a feeling these are kind of mirrored. Of course, I can just... Let me look here. Are they? That's exactly what this is. I'm checking to be sure here. Yeah, this is mirrored. Alright, what I'm going to do before I continue with the next one, let's just build this one right here while I'm starting to sort out parts. This will speed up the build a little faster here. So I'm just going to start preparing things now, because I'm just going to reflect it down here. So the one up here, you know what, let's do it like this. This one here is from the manual, this one's its reflection. Alright. So we'll do that real quick. Now I'm just sorting out parts right now because I'm looking for some more 1x2 plates. So just start pulling out parts and getting things prepared. Okay. So, kind of like cheating. Well, it's not really cheating. You just read ahead in the book. I didn't think it was a mirror or something. I didn't check. No, I did. I'm glad I did. And then we'll just do that. Okay. Then when we get to the front and back portions, I can easily manage it. Okay. And some 1x1 plates on the bottom here. Remember, the one closest to me is the one I'm working on, so I'm just going to mirror this. They're pretty much the same at this point, but there is a subtle difference. We get towards the latter part of this sub-step. And then once we get to that, get that out of the way. Yeah, I was trying to bust this spring loose out of my car door so I can remove a pin, and it would not budge for the life of me at all. And I was like, well, I thought, well, let me soak it with some lubricant, see if that helps. And it got way too dark before I can even get to it. So I thought, well, before I call it a night, well, I don't see any more of those 1x1 plates. So maybe there's a subtle difference here. Let me look here again. There's one right there. Oh, I see the other one. Alright. And then, after we get done with that, I have a film we're going to have to do this, so set this in here right now. Hope you can see what I'm doing. It's kind of a messy frame here. Okay. Okay. Flip that over. We're going to set a bunch of these in here. And flip that back over again. Whoops, we're putting that the wrong way. Whoopsie, we don't want to do that. I would really be messing things up. So that takes care of that step there. Step 48. Now we got to rebuild this whole thing we just did now. And then it tells me to put it here, which we did. And now, when you get to the big model, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and take the big model. We'll raise the camera up and stuff. So the camera will be bouncing up and down because we're going to be working on this and back down at the bottom again. So, yeah, that's how we're doing it. And then this goes here, like that. Pretty good. It's a very fragile frame right now. It's nothing. We get this all put on there. It should be very rigid. Once we sandwich all this together, it's not going to go anywhere. Yeah, I can't believe they sent a jury summons to my dad. I thought, this is before all this stuff happened, and I thought, oh, he's not going to be well to go there. Well, he won't be going there now. I think I've known only one instance where somebody actually had to provide a death certificate, and I thought, you're kidding me. And I've learned a lesson that death certificates cost money, and they're not bad, but they cost $24, $25 a certificate to print out. I'm like, oh, expensive. But so is getting a cheapo McDonald's hamburger. My nephew brought me home a burger tonight, which was pretty good. I was like, what am I going to make? I snacked on some salami and Ritz crackers. Those were really good. That's what I had. But I'm kind of going back to the old Bachelor special now, what I had before everybody kind of moved in. I was like, that's what I had. You always used to hear me refer to it as the Bachelor special. I said, oh, I'm not in the mood to make anything tonight. I'm just going to make a Bachelor special, which is basically a chicken dinner or a TV dinner. And maybe just a quick burger or something like that, and that would be it. Something very fast. I didn't have to clean up a whole lot of, like, clean up a big mess to deal with. Looks like LED bulbs. And alright. I gotta go check on something. I'll be right back. Okay, now let's see here. I'm back and we're ready to go. Now I gotta get some zigzag tiles. So for the tutorials though, I think you guys and gals are going to like the lineup. And if you're on my YouTube paid membership thing, you already know exactly what tutorials are there. I'm almost done releasing this year's stuff on that thing now. So you can watch as much as you want. You can comment first and nobody's going to look at you weird. I think you can see what I'm doing here. These tiles are so cool. I would never have thought in a million years we'd get stuff like this. Okay. So she's... Ooh, man. I'm trying to catch this stuff from falling down. She was sure running fast on there, and so was I. And shove that way up there. I need to get me one of those trays. It's kind of like a shovel tray. I'm going to see if I can find one at like the dollar store or something like that. And just something to pour the parts in so they don't roll all over the place. I could use the turntable, but that takes up so much space. I just need something maybe 8.5 by 11, like a file tray or something. And just get one of those. Okay, like that. And that's what I'm going to look for. Okay, let's see here. I need some flat tiles. I have lots of black flat tiles. When I was a kid, hardly any black tiles at all. I think I may have like 2 or 3. Now I've literally got thousands of them. I'll get that question asked daily, where do you get your parts from? And I sit there, read that screen, and just smile at their comment and say, I know where they're coming from. You guys and gals know where I'm getting this stuff from. It's from just regular sets. You know, I don't hide anything. There's no special person that gives me stuff. And all that stuff, though. Alright, so we need to get a chain here. Long one. Stick a Technic pin in one end. And a microphone maybe? Oh, it is. So basically, when you're ready to ship stuff, you can bring the microphone down and talk to somebody and say, hey, I need to raise this up real quick. And it's already on the chain too. So here's the hook. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. We got a sub-step here I got to go through. Wait a minute. What am I doing? I'm not even focusing right now. Really, Lego, you can print this, but not the other stuff. Seriously. That doesn't go there. This tile goes on the top, though. Hazard. The hook is going to hook you by the belt and hoist you up. Alright. So it's telling me to put the hook here and feed the chain through. So let's see here. The hook goes there. It means the chain with the microphone goes in the hole. Like that. Okay. Now, we're not done yet. We still got to, looks like we're building a winch now. And there is some technique in here. I mean, it's bound to happen, right? So if you're looking for a Technic-free set, this is probably not for you. I'm not really into Technic all that much. And let's see here. Okay. And then okay, then make sure this is out of the way here. There's so much stuff up here right now. I'm sorry. I'm starting to zone off a little bit. So then they're telling me to take this assembly and set it here. And stick the microphone in there. So I thought the microphone was for us to sing, but no. Just stick that in there like that. I'll bring it up there real quick and show you close up here. So basically that's where the microphone goes. And this just falls through. And I think we're supposed to coil that up. No, we're not. But now, this side here, it doesn't matter. I'm looking at the gear. It needs to be on this side. Take this, slide it in like that. Now the frame's a bit crooked because it's not really squared yet. So this is gonna, if it's like this, don't worry, just readjust it. And now we can continue on with building the rest of it. So now this thing will not fall out. And these tracks, that's what those bricks accompany with, are these tracks. So you got your part that's a complementary part to it. And of course, yeah. All right. And we can tile the whole top in. Come on, get in there. Don't be trying to be tricky. As a matter of fact, here's a fun one for you. The gift that I bought my mother got lost in the mail. And I was like, if it doesn't come in tomorrow, I'm going to call them up and say, hey, this thing was promised before Mother's Day. If it's not going to be here, this is from a big box store, but if it's not here, I'm not going to be nice about it. After the week I've had, I'm not going to be too friendly about it. And you think my reviews are bad in Lego. Yeah, you should see product reviews in general, especially for customer service. It's not friendly. Alright, and then we got to put the slope tiles on here again. So they said it was undeliverable, and I thought, really? I looked at my address, it was the same. I was home, so they couldn't say I wasn't here. And it had an error, says, oh, we need an approved adult to sign this. And I thought, everybody here at my house is an adult. What are you talking about? And it's a big box store. You can probably figure out which one it is. And I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but if I have to wait for it, I'm going to demand a refund. I'd like to have the item than a refund, but I'm not going to go all ballistic, but where is it? Okay. And now we got to change the camera angle because now that goes on the top. Well, let's see here. Yeah, we're going to have to. So I may just tip this up like that. How about that? Okay. So how is this supposed to be displayed? It's probably facing a certain way. The fences are supposed to be in the back, which they are. And this looks like I bet you anything it fits right in there. What hole though does it go in? Alright, looks like it goes on the very last one, that 1x2 brick. So what I'm gathering is it goes in these holes here. So I'm just going to position it in place like this, and tells you to push these pegs in. And we got one in. That's the good news so far. Yeah, this is kind of tricky here, and it looks like this just presses down like that. And for the most part now, this goes back and forth. It does slide very smooth, so I'm really happy with that. And this thing here, I have a feeling raises and lowers the crane here. Okay. And yes, I think that this is a winner here. Now we're not done with it yet. Alright, let's see here before we change camera angles again. Okay, we're going to need to work on the top here. And we need to make two of these. So right now I'm going to focus my attention building here, so it's going to be kind of small. I'll bring it up and close to show you. Now, I'm going to build two of them real quick. And I still need to get up and brush my teeth too before I go to bed. Okay. Well, I gotta go fish that out. Hold up. Well, kind of getting tired, but what I'm going to do is just do bags 1 through 6 here. Or do bags 4, 5, and 6. So I want to get this done and do the next one. Is it boring? The set's keeping my interest. I'm just getting tired. So these go in here. Let's put the one at the bottom first. So that's what it looks like so far. Ooh. And this goes on the top like that. That's not really sturdy there, so I don't know. Oh, I put it on wrong. Whoops. Take that off. Put it on the right way, Jay. Don't be messing up. Alright. Okay, it says make 2. And we will set these right here. You want these white things facing inside. Like that. It's supposed to be like that right there. And then stick these Where did they go? Oh, okay, I got confused. Okay, you may get confused too. Right there's where these go. So I have a feeling we're going to be taking those 1x3 Technic bricks, these, and locking those in the next page. This is built for play. Now it's pretty sturdy. This is really built well. It's not going to fall apart or anything like that. So if you're building this for your child, or you're having your child do this, its intention is built for play. If you're looking for something robust, yeah, I don't know how rugged it's going to be. You know, I don't expect somebody to drop it and throw it around, but here we go. Okay, we got to make two lights that go on here. Like that. One more. Okay. And we got to make 4 of these arm things. So what I'm going to do is just start preparing parts now. Yeah, I'm going to miss the camping trips with my dad. Get to stay up late and just relax. Of course I can do it now, but I'm the only one that likes camp. Now I'm really the only one that likes camping. I mean, I'm literally the only one in my family now. I like the outdoors. I don't like sitting in the house all day. It gets boring doing this right now because I don't have that outdoor area. I was just starting on it. And yeah. Okay, I see what we're doing here. Building like a truss. So what we're going to do is this. Okay, this end goes here. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to set these in here. We're going to do this first. Just make sure that your tube is facing outward. You don't want it facing like this, you want it facing like that. So that's what they use these for here. Because now I have a feeling they go on here. That's exactly what they do. Is you just do that and you're done. Now this is not really going to be totally structural support because this is a joint here. There's plenty of joints. This is just meant to make it look good. So it's not too bad. Now, some people say, how do you do this stuff really well? You don't really make mistakes. So I make a lot of mistakes. If you ever watched this, you've seen I made a mistake or two in here. But you notice I build very slow. I don't rush through it. And the blue hand from the void is coming in and telling you to mess with this. So it tells you that the thing goes up and down. And that's essentially what we have here. And yeah, so far, I am pleased with the build. Okay, so this is essentially what we've done. Not too terribly bad. And this is what we have remaining for bag 5. Alright, so we're going to wrap up this installment here with bag 6. And I can't wait to get all the sets done, guys. And in my inventory right now, I'm not even halfway done. I think I've already got close to 3 weeks filmed already, and just reviews. I haven't even got to any of the tutorials yet, but the tutorials will come first before review offers, because I have subscribers who are paying for those. Alright, now I need to find booklet 6, which this is it. I build this little platform. So now let's pretend that that's the platform. And we'll come down here. Okay. And so far, if you've noticed, it's modular. 1, 2 does the boat, or 1 and 2, or just building guide, or bag 1 does the accessories on the boat. Bags 2 and 3 build the boat. Bags 4 and 5 do this. So, I mean, it is possible to break this build down for other builders to enjoy it. So, alright. I think we've seen her before with the Mickey Mouse ears. Alright, let me get this over here out of the way, and we need that base plate out of that bag. Grab one of those. And yeah, a lot of people know I've been known for taking my time building stuff. That's a nice torso. Get that out of the light for you there. Not too bad. And she doesn't have... Oh, some stud flowers. Oh, those are the dark orange stud flowers. Oh, that's even better. I'm going to order these. I mean, stud flowers to some are kind of a waste. Like here's dark green or earth green. You know, I know some people don't like buying those parts, but they're really nice to have. Oh, she's surprised or she's happy. We're going to put a happy face. After the week I've had, I deserve to have something funny and nice. So we're going to do that. Okay. How does it even go on? Oh, there we go. There we go. Pretty cool, huh? All right. Oh, she's got this too. Remember when I was going through that random part, I thought, oh, this is just some random junk part. Finding out it was real Legos, so I saved them. That's why I asked, hey guys, are these real? And then when everybody was, hey, Jay, don't throw those away. Those are real parts. I was like, oh, okay, then I'm going to keep them. And there you go. She's got the little net thing there. All right, now we're going to start with the little dock here. This bag doesn't look like it has a whole lot. Let's see if we can breeze through this one here. And yeah, I just remember the days we used to all this just like going camping and stuff. You know, I always miss. I think what it was is we're outdoors, we weren't inside, and that's why I liked camping. Is it wasn't so much of sleeping in a tent or anything, but it was you're away from home, away from school. When you get older, you're away from work too, so that was even better. You know, you got away with all that. I like to go hike the Pacific Crest Trail, or the John Muir Trail. And it takes you from, I don't know if it's from Southern California, but it takes you all the way up, I think, to the Oregon border. I don't really remember. And it's a very long trek. And I like to do that. A lot of guys in their 40s and 50s do it. And I kind of thought, well, if I can get the girlfriend to do it, it'd be kind of even better, but I doubt it. It's like, hon, you're going to have to put all that stuff on your back. We were talking about just, wait, I have to backpack my... Yeah, you can't just drive a car on the trail. It's all backcountry stuff. I said, I need to know before I go and apply for a permit, because a permit could take a year or two just to clear it, because they don't want all the people on the trail, so they kind of space everybody out. Oh, I don't want to do that. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, fine. You know, it's like... No. I mean, going alone would be one thing, but you know, I have a buddy of mine who wants to do that kind of cool stuff, but he's in a different state, he wants me to go to his state. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I haven't seen all of my state yet. And 2, I need to get me a real ID just to get on a plane. Hold on, the phone's ringing at 2 in the morning. Hold on. Okay, it was a wrong number. It's like, yeah, I was looking for so-and-so. Is this where the party's at? I'm like, I think you got the wrong number. Oh, sorry, bro. I'm like, oh, no problem, dude. Bye. Somebody out there's having fun, and it ain't me. But yeah, the John Muir Trail and the Pacific Crest Trail would be really cool to do. Go climb Mount Whitney. They have a switchback trail, or you can take the shortcut, which is the mountain climbing trail, which, well, I don't have any experience in that, so guess what I will not be doing? That. Alrighty, hold on, I'm trying to find a nose cone here. Yeah, I was in my local, well, I'll have to censor that word out. I was in my local big box store, and they had all the Lego stuff locked up behind glass. And why am I censoring it out? Because they're not sponsoring me. And we went and looked at the Lego sets, and I thought, man, this is just kind of lame. Why? Why are they all locked up for? I mean, I know people steal stuff, but the big box store, man, they treat their guests like they're criminals. Like, we're all criminals. We come there, oh, we want you to purchase from us. But I remember one time I was in one of these other stores that sells office supplies, and they had a lot of the stuff locked up, and I was trying to get someone to help me. And I waited 5 minutes. Guess what you think I did? I left. You know. And that was it. I thought, you're going to have everything locked up. Make sure you have employees. It's like now, in the state I'm in, they've made minimum wage so sky high. So what's going on now? Oh, I like the way they did this. I'm going to show you here. Look, they used the chains, but look. There's the microphone piece again. Too bad they don't make these with a shorter stick, and you could use them on that you know, that 1x4x2 fencing. Ooh, that would look really good, but they won't. But anyways, I was purchasing some stuff, but if you're going to lock everything up because you think your guests are going to steal from you, not all of us are thieves, but that's what it was, you know. I knew somebody way back when I was in my 20s. She set off their metal detectors, and this was a big box store, and they accused her of stealing some stupid, goofy item. They ended up searching her purse and her person. Didn't find it. They thought, oh, she had it stuffed in their shoe. This item was big enough, so why would she stuff it in her shoe? When she took off her shoe, there was a little barcode thing, or one of those little security tags right on the bottom of her shoe. Now, I wasn't there when it happened, but I was like, you should have said, hey, I want to be compensated. This is your fault. And they didn't give her anything for it. They just said they were sorry, that was it. And she just made a fuss that I ain't going back in there, which I don't blame her, because that would have been humiliating. And that's how some people are, or some businesses are. I'm like, really? Some people just think, oh, everybody's out to steal stuff, and I'm like, yeah. Okay, got the flowers planted. I think that's what it is. Okay, we got one of these, a little kiosk, like a little, you know, one of those little map things. So I like those. Every time you go on vacation, you would always see those. And it's always cool, especially you had the information you'd read about the area or about maybe a certain attraction. Those were always kind of fun to read. There's a few out in my area. We do have some jogging trails that you can go on. And one of them's like for butterflies. That one's for like, I'm going to put a sticker on this like this. Just all sorts of stuff. And that would be sticker number 4. And looks like that right there. And that's pretty much what it was. There was this place at Pismo Beach. They had one for the monarch butterflies. That's what that looks like right there. And you could take this nice trail. I remember before my dad got sick, him, my nephew, and myself we were walking this trail. This is before my dad got ill. And I still remember that. And I wish I could go back and do it again. But, you know, those were always kind of fun to do. I think because my dad never really liked to go walking, because it always hurts him to walk there at the end. But he did it for my nephew and I. We all had a lot of fun. We'd also go on the Pokemon Go runs when the game first came out. We'd all do that, or we'd get in the car and go do that. It was fun. We'd fill up our bags. We tried to get my dad into the game. He just wasn't interested. I'm like, oh, come on, get on there and play the game. And he did not want to do that. But oh, and we're supposed to only put 2 of these in here. What am I not doing here? Am I not doing this right or something? All right. So, make a long story short, though, we were trying to get him to play that game. Let's start with sticker number 2, which is this. And we didn't see any butterflies, but it was kind of cool because my nephew and my dad, we were all doing the walk together. My mom didn't go on that trip. It was just more of just for the guys. And yeah, I remember when my dad and I would go on, it would be a father and son camping trip, which were fun. First time me and my dad did that was so cool. Because Mom wasn't there. There was no rules to follow. Okay, sticker number 3. That one right there. And yeah, now as an adult, those rules are very important. But no, it was something I needed help with something today, and I got to thinking, man, I can't even ask my dad about this stuff anymore. I have to rely on Google now, which is kind of sad. Okay. And yeah, you know, that kind of stuff. And just remember, just going on those trips were always a treat. When my mom went, there were rules. Rules that couldn't be broken or you got in trouble. It's just us guys, you know, we got away with a lot. We could stay up till 3 in the morning. Of course, we had to be up early the next day because we had to go do all the cool stuff. But, you know, that was fun. But I got to remember some of this stuff for the funeral. If I want to talk, spend a minute or 2 talking. That's going to be hard, but it's going to be, I think that's going to be one of the hardest things whenever this, I hope it doesn't happen to my mom for a very long time. She's in her 70s. I have a feeling it's going to be sooner rather than later. And I remember telling my bunch, I said, this year is going to be really bad. One of my friends like, oh, it's going to be probably bad for you, but not for me. And I thought, well, you don't know what I'm going through. And honestly, look at that. This would be perfect in a Lego city, as is. I like this lamppost. That's a really good idea. It's a bit on the fragile side, but it's pretty cool. And this just sits right in here. So look at that. Looks like something you'd see like, well, that came off. I'll have to ding that down a little bit now. But that's something you'd see like at a park or like San Francisco maybe. I've seen those a few times in San Francisco. I'll go over there for business trips. All right. Okay. Okay, let's do this one real quick here, and then that is it for the night. But I do remember that those kind of trips. Those were always fun, you know. No rules. Now, I won't. I will never have that opportunity. But it's just fun, you know. I remember one of my buddies just like, man, my kids, all they hound me to do is they want me to spend time with them, and I'm like, I have to work. And I said, dude, just who cares about work? Just spend time with your friend or with your kids for a weekend. Yeah, but I just wanted to just be myself and the guys. I'm like, you could do that anytime. Kids grow up quick. My nephew was 4 or 5 years old. We would take him on trips. It was fun. Now he's a full-grown adult. Can't do that anymore. Oh yeah, but he'll still be around. I'm like, okay, it's sure gonna be here. You're gonna regret it. And yeah, because I would love to do that with my kids. I got to get up and check the phone. It's like somebody's texting the phone. The house phone. I got rid of the landline here finally. I'm like, guys, I need to dump it. The landline was like $60 a month, and a cell phone added to my plan was only like $10. I thought, and I got to keep the house number. I thought, this has got to go. And just to find out later on this year they were going to ban, or not ban, they were going to dump the all copper wire out here anyways. So it's like, you know, there we go. It's kind of cool, huh? And this goes here. So this is modular. I am ready for bed. Alright, and this goes right on this stud right here, and I think that, oh, that's it. I'm going to say some of the pieces are coming off, like this is just tacked in there. I'm going to drop this set down to a 9.7, and that's what we have remaining. And, you know, I understand some things. The more detail, the more resolution, the more brittle the set gets. And now we can attach this to the main chunk, and that's what it looks like. Okay, we'll see what that looks like here. Remember, I got to make a thumbnail too. I don't want to lose this book here because I got to use that for the recall of this thing. Oh, there's another stud flower. And let me get this thing situated here so you can see. Alrighty. And then we can just slide this into here. There you go. That's essentially what we've done. So basically, we're going to do a little test here of this, and you're supposed to take the boat, and you can actually hook one of these up. Let's see here, slide this bit over here a bit better. Hooks right in. We can, let's see here, winch it up. Well, it hangs a little bit, but not too bad. And then of course, slide it over here. And then of course you can drop it over. And for the most part though, I'm really happy with this. And you can see how well that works. And yeah. So, honestly, what we did today, we just worked on this. Where's the gal here with the pigtails? Oh, here it is. And I'm pretty happy with the build so far. Build quality, you know, we saw some pieces flaked off, but it's still pretty good. Okay, so I'm pretty much pleased with the build of this set. And I'm by all means not bored putting this together. Even from an adult's perspective, it's not that bad. I'm going to turn her head. So this net is kind of clouding her vision. There we go. Put her right there. Now I'm just going to take a picture after I'm done with this and get a thumbnail going. And there you go. So far, if you're looking at this to buy for your city, I'm sure you can this is pretty much where you can attach it to a Mills plate. Maybe not, because this is thick. But it's a nice set. It's complete so far. I know this is not really drop-in ready, but I'm sure you can kind of blend it in. But it is working, and I'm pretty happy with it. I'm sure with the other side, there's Technic bricks over here on the far left. You can probably slice in more to this if you choose, or reverse the theme a bit. But all in all, though, it is modular, and I would say up to 3 people can build this so far. But tell me what you think of this set. To me, I'm happy with it. It's really good. It's really strong. It's keeping my interest, and a 9.7 I think is fair. Well, we got 3 more bags, and let's see what we have left here, which is this. So, until we meet again.